I just want to cover some website prep. I have been spending, and I'll pull this up in a minute, time organizing chapters for the website. Before I do that, because I'll full screen it, welcome to the new office. It's currently 2/12/26. Been here about 4 months and still going through the shelves and I haven't set up like a background yet. Website prep. I've been doing artwork. I want to hit that before I talk about the novel. So the last week I've really been grinding out. And here's a picture of Mood Swing, Teresa, and her costume changes colors based on her mood. Uh, Hence Mood Swing. I haven't put a ring on her, a mood ring, or the necklace that she should have that gives her the powers, but more or less there's a description in the novel in Power Dynamics where she's introduced, and that's where you're going to find her the most, although you will find her in the alt Kago material on the website. That when she's just neutral, this is what her costume would look like hanging up when it's not getting any sort of emotional feed. My wife the other day, I was thinking black for this, but she said actually go gray, and this is just, I haven't done it on proper paper yet, but this would be depressed, where I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head where her power goes. I don't necessarily know if it would be um, with Adrian, who's the male mood swing. He becomes more invulnerable, so I'm just not sure. But that is what I was doing for test. I'm not sure about this power either, but I wanted to do something a little bit more vertical. And we got more pink, orange, red. I have limited markers that I picked up this last week. And also, she is known for dyeing her hair, which is why I have her blonde here. And now I'm doing a lighter brown. But I just really wanted to play with the different colors and see what the design could look like. You will notice on this, I did it properly, and she has like short biker shorts on underneath her skirt. Versus whenever I did this test color here, which is, I actually gave her like stockings, and she doesn't, and you would have her legs here. I haven't finished this because this was just a template for this, where she's once again blonde. Going more, it was inspired by the colors of Starry Night by Van Gogh, and really blue is tranquility. As I think about it, there is calmness, not just emotionally neutral, which would be white, but calmness. Where in some of the scenes I have her going through walls is like a power she ends up realizing she has, and being able to play with that somewhat as a plot device. But and more recently, I've been reading Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont. I started around recently over the last year. I'm about 100 chapters in, where we really get to see early Shadowcat and how he plays her off. And I thought with it would just be fun to see where she could end up, given some of the locations that she's in the different stories. Versus this would be the initial run for the angry. Also, I did the stockings again instead of I did the templates on the crispy paper all in the same night. Versus here is the final product where she does have the proper shorts. I think she would have boots, and we got the darker hair in this. Really, all this just fun eye candy for website. I haven't drawn this much in 20 years, and just it's so much easier with Google to be able to find even models. And today, I went about coloring these. We have Trent and Hannah. I still have to color her. I did him earlier today. Here in a suit, and Pastor and Pastor's wife mode. And now we have Trent as crossing guard, still have to color him, and Hannah is still as pastor's wife. For this one, I am thinking floral dress. Ask my wife, can you? I have an emergency. Can you help me figure out what she should wear that'd go with this suit? Versus here, I'll color him later. So this is me just venting, and I didn't feel like typing stuff, and I get to visually show things. So let me duck out of the big camera and show my background. I will still. Nope. Now I'm not sure where the actual camera is. There we go. I wanted to show the Scrivener I've been working on, where for the website, I will be able to post, here is currently the drafter, like the most recent edit, and then there is a spot to, I suppose I can actually pull up initial website. For teasers, don't go here yet. We're about to swap it over. This is still soft launch. Going to read novels. In here, summary of the novels. As you can see, it's all just placeholders. But I will be able to have, here are the actual chapters. These are all just random that Johan put in here. And then I will be able to post the draft if I have earlier drafts of them. So if people want to look at the progress, boom. There's an element of, should all of my work be content for the website? And there's part of me, I'm just like, I wish I knew what Dostoevsky. Not that I'm saying a Dostoevsky, but for Dostoevsky, who wouldn't? What Game of Thrones fans wouldn't pay just hundreds of dollars to read the current draft of Winds of Winter? And I'm really thinking about, what does publishing look like in 2026 and beyond? And I would just put it up there. My stuff is free content. Some stuff's going to be behind a paywall. The website is really looking at what writers need, or at least what I need, because Patreon and Substack locals don't offer the navigability and the utility that I've built into my website. And it is something I would like to be able to make the format available to other authors. So I'm not just editing one draft right now. I wanted to go through and just do like a proofread of what I want to post. And I literally have, so right now I'm working in the website edit up here of, so far there's 70,000 words in there, and some of it's just like duplicate. That will continue to go up as I'm adding more. So I have that draft. Then I have right now, this is actually what I'm working with, Fathers in the City 524 up on website. It's the name that I took this and made a duplicate and put it in here because I had been just dragging stuff into the folder. But then down here I have the NaNoWriMo draft with copy edits, which is what I did in 524 to a degree. But 524 has new sections. So I suppose it would actually be the copy edits would actually be fall 2023 is when I did that. So fall 2023. And ultimately, or no, I'm not going to do the ultimate yet. So I have that draft versus I have Fathers in the City. I just named it 4522, which this is, it was originally written, first draft, NaNoWriMo, 50,000 words in 2020. I don't know why I gave it the 22. That must have been when I went over it again. But this is, or when I started the process at some point, I don't know. I wrote it, set it aside, and didn't go back to it for a while. I did put some stuff into chapters, where largely the copy edits, none of that is in chapters. So this must be, okay, the 2022, yes, I probably all I did, no, this isn't even in chapters. I'm confused. Either way, I'm marking that I made sure this draft is represented up above. But largely, I'm having to compare this draft to say, is it still document by document, Teddy and Maria 120 on the website versus Teddy and Maria. Okay, this does have a 2020, it does 524. So these are the same amount of words, but it's like I still have to double check everything like a virgin here versus like a virgin up here. Okay, they might be the same. There might be some minor differences, and I noticed some in editing where there were sections from the bottom of a story that were added to the beginning of the next one to make the scenes flow a little different from the breaks. And then I'm having to compare all of these with the 524 edits, which I'm only doing that in here. So here's and I've gotten through chapter 3. You'll notice there's new 2 chapter 3s if you were zoomed in here. One is called Teddy's Porch. The other is Pregnancy and Birth. And right now this is set in 20 chapters. By the end it's probably going to be in 30. Because the Teddy porch scene expanded. This entire thing is now 4,000 word, or that has 2 copies of stuff. But we have a 2,600 word version of the confrontation at Teddy's house versus that was part of chapter 2 initially, and chapter 2 I don't think I'm actually using the porches. I got 3 versions of the porch that aren't really going to be used. Right now I have 2,000 words, and I need to do a second section on this. No, the second, I have 2,100 here. So yeah, I have 4 different. I got a 17. Okay, those are actually the same. I can consolidate those, and I'm still working. Okay, and those are the same. Oh, this is a copy that I was going to actually do. The next copy edits I was making on a new document because there might be, just to track the difference in the copy edits. And if there's like less than a 10% change, I just will not post the non-copy, the most recent copy edited on there, which I'd copy edited it 2024. 2025 was a bit of a washout due to my dad getting sick and pancreatic cancer ended up passing in May, and then just stuff the rest of the year. Wasn't focused on this. I'd done a big push in 2023 after editing in 2022, but also working on other material. So, but then I have this pregnancy and birth section that says chapter 3 and all of these scenes that are strung together. It's 5,000 words. This is going to have to turn into multiple chapters, I think. It's different. At least, if you look at pop fiction, if you pull stuff up on ChatGPT, it's going to say like 1,500 to 2,000 words per chapter, where more literary books might go this way. Maybe East of Eden, maybe some Crime and Punishment type stuff, but the way this is even formatted, we're literally jumping. Okay, there are some sections in here that I need to add, but even without these, so I have a list of scenes. There's about 8 scenes I need to write and add in the book for more interaction with Teddy earlier in the book. But the Italian dinner, which is 2,000 words, and the second, the birthing day is 1,200, as well as the pregnancy. Like, I tried to cover all of that, and I have this note with the coming notes. This chapter is 4,900 words. So this is going to become multiple chapters. I have just a placeholder here for other scenes I need to write. And then we get to oil pressure, which itself is 3,500 words. Should that be 2 different chapters with a cliffhanger in the middle? Like, this is all just one scene. Exciting scene, if I would say so myself. Versus another 1,200 words of passing through time and giving instances of Orlando dealing with some stuff as a kid. We got Teddy. So all of this, I'm going to have to 2,800 words versus pulling up Teddy Returns below. Might be relatively the same. Okay, these actually look like there's not. I only got a few chapters into the rewrite. So some of the stuff is only rewrite. Porches round 3, Izzy and Teddy. This might actually be the same. Yeah, it's 3892, 3899 versus response to the cache. And that's a different. That's a little bit longer. There might just be overlap, but I'm literally have to go through and be like, okay, these start at the same place. Yeah, these end in the same place. I would need to figure out what the difference is, and I might just post that. Might just do a separate document journal with some of the, here's the differences between drafts, and it didn't make sense to add something new. And just do multiple chapters in one document that people can kind of Control F through what's on the website. But yeah, the having rewritten the first 3 or 4 chapters of content, oh my gosh, like major headache. And I figured I would just make a video to actually be able to walk people through this and show it versus I probably, if I was going to do a blog about it, I have to use screenshots. But that's my 15 minutes of annoyance today. Hope you at least enjoy the artwork and get a little teaser for what's going to be up on the website. I really want to do these characters. I haven't done any artwork, and I'm not really planning on doing artwork for this book for Fathers in the City. And there's part of me that I'm just like, now I feel like I should do something. I'm trying to. I don't really want to extend doing artwork past the end of February. So I definitely have time to do it because I'm just like very meh on video games or watching TV. And I'm like, I'm going to sit at my computer and do this entire book today and just have it done. And tomorrow I'm going to go do another one. Like today, I'm just organizing it. I wanted to go through and do the actual copy editing. Now I'm just like, I might as well just make sure I have all the documents so then I can boom, 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 boom through everything. So once the website's ready for me to post stuff, boom, this book is done. Oh, anyways, that's all. Have an awesome day.